welcome to my channel. So if you're on this video, you are obviously researching some stuff about being an au pair. This is sort of my last video in the series. If you want to start from the beginning, just go to the beginning of the playlist that's listed Au Pair Talks. I also have videos about becoming a US citizen, how I'm currently here. So if you're interested about that, go look at those videos. I've actually been away for a while. I had my wedding, I'm married now, and I also went on my honeymoon. So it's been a few months since I filmed. I actually did, I think 4 or 3 months ago, I'm not sure right now, I filmed a lot of footage and I've just been editing that footage. So the last like 3 or so videos have been edits from months ago. So yeah, here I am now and I'm back to sort of finish up this Au Pair Talks. So the first thing when your time comes nearing, when you're thinking about leaving as an au pair, is you have to decide then, do I want to extend or do I just want to end my year? So usually your family would say, you know what, we would really love for you to extend, and that's when you kind of start your extension process. I think it was about 3 months before I left when we started it or thought about it. So I actually decided to not extend because I wanted to go study and go on with my life and all that. I felt like staying another year would not benefit me. Even though I feel like if I did decide to stay, it wouldn't have not been a mistake at all. So you can extend for 6, 9, or 12 months. The 6 and the 9 months, I believe you need to get an extra 3 credits of like the schooling you have to do. If you do 12 months, you have to do an extra 6 credits. That's just things to take in mind. But even if you extend, you still do get your last travel month at the end of your period. So after you decided if you want to just leave, you have to decide, do I want to take my whole travel month? Do I want to take a little bit of it? Do I just want to leave? So you're allowed to leave before you took your travel month. You're allowed to even leave a month before your entire year is over. It's called your grace month. It's when your studies have started earlier maybe, or when you're just, I don't know, you can just decide to leave. Obviously you won't get paid then for that time, but yeah, it's just there to make it easier for you to plan things for going back home. So I decided to not take my travel month. I actually had to go back and to be ready for my university that started. My university actually started a week or so before my au pair year would have been done. So I actually left about 3 weeks before my actual au pair year would have been done. If I could have taken a travel month, if there was time for me to take a travel month, I don't think I would have taken a travel month. I would have just taken my money back with me, because I feel like that's where you spend most of your money, is when you travel and see the States. And I was pretty happy with what I saw while I was here, and I was dating an American guy, so I expected to come back and visit and see more places. I knew I wasn't gonna end up staying in South Africa in the long run, so for me it was just not worth it to spend all that money to see more in that month, because I knew there would be so much more time for me to come back and see other things that I wanted to see. Yeah, I would really recommend saving money, saving. There's so little things that you actually have to pay for as an au pair, so you can really get away, especially if you're coming from a country where the exchange rate is good, like where your country has a really weak money value compared to the dollar. If you save a lot in dollars, it's gonna be so much more back in your country, and that's really a perk. So after you decided, do I want to travel, do I not want to travel, you have to then start packing. So some au pairs, they stay with their host families in their travel month and just go to places or visit their friends or whatever from that one point. Some do like backpacking and things. Either way, you're gonna have to start packing. You're gonna have to decide where you're gonna store your stuff if you do travel but not stay with your family. Usually your family would let you keep your stuff there and all that things. But when you pack, you're definitely gonna have to make sure that all your things fit and you're under the weight limit. You're gonna have to put things aside that you wanna ship, because there is gonna be so many things that might not fit that you'd wanna have your family ship back to you, or you're gonna wanna ship it before you leave, or you're just gonna wanna have a plan to get all your stuff there, because I know au pairs accumulate a lot of stuff. Even if you don't extend in that 1 year, you have so much stuff. So things to do would be also donate your clothes that you don't want to take back with you. Don't just throw it away. Don't pack it if you don't feel good about it. Just donate it. You can always buy more clothes. Clean the room. Make sure you don't leave like a filthy room for the next au pair, because I know some host families don't really clean the room for the next au pair. They maybe just put new bedding on and things. When I came to my host family the first time, I remember the room was so dirty. Like there was hair everywhere, there was water bottles and tissues and things under the bed. It was just not comfortable, so just clean up after yourself, because I mean, maybe they did clean, but they missed like under the bed stuff. So when I like turned over the mattress the one time, I saw this stuff under there. So just know that if you leave it dirty, someone's gonna have to deal with it and it will make them very uncomfortable. Then you have to decide what you're gonna actually leave for the other au pair. There might be things that you think is just throwaway materials, like maybe you bought a straightener here but the plug won't fit back home. Oh, should I just throw it away? What should I do with it? It's sometimes really good to leave stuff for the other au pair. Leave a hair dryer if there wasn't one before. Leave girl stuff even sometimes can be a great plus in your first few weeks if someone just helps you out a little bit. You might not get to the store yet, or it might be awkward talking to your host mom and stuff, so it's always nice. I mean, it might be a little awkward for some people, but leaving a few essentials might be the right way to go. Maybe getting in touch with the family's new au pair. Tell him or her what you're actually leaving for them so that they don't bring extra stuff, so that they know what there is for them. Then gifts. A lot of times, like cultural care recommends you leave a parting gift and things. I didn't. I'm really peculiar about gifts. I don't want to give gifts because it's expected, or because somebody told me so, or because they said it's nice. I give gifts when I see something and I think people will like it. So I feel like that's more special. So in the end, I didn't really think of anything that would be special. I thought I would definitely stay in touch with them. I will give them gifts over their birthdays maybe. And then you have to think about how you're gonna say goodbye. My host family took me out to the Cheesecake Factory the night before I left. That was really special. That was basically our goodbye. But you also have to think about saying goodbye to your actual au pair friends, because you are going to miss them. You have to make sure you get their addresses and their phone numbers and their Facebooks. Make sure you can stay in touch with them. And also before you leave, make sure to have enough mementos. Go through your stuff and see what you have from the States. Sometimes you might realize, oh, I actually have just clothes. Is that enough? Maybe not. Maybe you would want to go to the store then and get an actual magnet of the place you lived, the name, or a book, or I don't know. Sometimes you might just realize, oh, I totally forgot to get like real mementos. Because when you live at a place, you sometimes forget that you're not there permanently. That is basically it for before you leave. Everybody's timeline might be a little different. How everybody handle it might be a little different. Yeah, make sure you know who's gonna get you at the airport, and make sure you have your tickets and your seats selected and your credits sent in. Actually, you have to make sure you sent in the sort of degree thingy you took to cultural care so that they can approve your credits. But that needs to happen at least 3 months before you leave. You don't want to leave without doing your credits because then they won't give you your au pair certificate. Then a crucial part about leaving is when you actually get back to your home country. People don't think about it. They think, okay, I'm gonna go back and it's gonna be fine. And it really isn't. You get sort of, I don't know, to me it felt worse going back home than it was leaving home to come to the States. Because going back home, there's people that has an expectation of you. People that they've been waiting for you. In your mind, you remember how it was back home. And when you come back home, you need to have this amazing sort of, people expect you to be this different person, but also they treat you exactly like how you were before you left. Because they haven't been on this journey and really grown with you. To me, I mean, some au pairs might not even have grown any, but I really changed. And going back home, it felt weird. And I had my boyfriend at the time, and I was so sad to leave. So when I came back home, I was really happy to see everyone, and I don't know, it's unexplainable. I was really happy to be back, but everyone wanted to talk to me, and I was jet lagged, and I missed being here because I really loved it here. I did not want to go back home, but it's the weirdest thing. I knew I had to get my life on, but I did not want to be there. And I love everyone back there, but it was so difficult. And people have to get used to who you are now. They have to get used to the new person you are. I don't know. To me, it was also very underwhelming. I was expecting, I don't know, people to be more excited to have me back. Because people usually say, oh, we missed you so much. And they keep calling you and they say, please come back, don't extend your year, come back. We missed you here, you have to start your life. And then when you get back, they call even less than when you were away. There's nobody, I don't know, maybe I was picky, but I expected really people to be much more excited and to appreciate that I was there now, but it didn't feel to me that way. It was a really bad time for me, and I would not wish it on anyone. So when you go back home, just expect that it might be even more difficult than going to America. And you might need a really good support system, and make sure you talk to people and get out and live a new life. Don't go back to the way you were. Make sure to continue living as this sort of independent person. I would say au pairs are very independent, and continue that. And if you are struggling, talk to people, really do. It might also be really difficult to get into a studying environment after you've been working and been getting money, and then suddenly you have to depend on like your parents again or something like that. So make sure you have a clear plan. Make sure you have a plan for when you come back. Don't come back not knowing what you want to do. Come back with a vision, with a path, and get on it as quickly as possible. Yeah, so that's it for this video. That's it for the au pair talks thing. I'm sure I would get a lot of questions, and then I will probably come back to us in a few months and do a recap or a question episode. Make sure to leave comments for questions, and like it and subscribe it, and follow me on Instagram because I post there when I'll be submitting photos, and I post polls there, and I'm more interactive there than on the YouTube community, I'd say. So there you can like direct message me or comment on my post if you have questions or concerns, and I would do my best to answer it. Yeah, so I will see you in the next video. That will probably be in the becoming a US citizen section of this all. That's it. Bye bye. So after this sort of series, after I've actually finished becoming a US citizen 1-2, that's been kind of on hold because I've been waiting for some information and things to come through. After all of this, I just wanted to be a channel that documents me and my husband's travels and adventures since we've been doing a lot. We actually went to New York City, Miami, and Orlando for our honeymoon. I didn't document that because it was our sort of personal time together, but things like that, I want to document the experiences, the hotels I go to. So I want to give a big review for other travelers and where to go and where to not go. So this is what this is going to turn into. If you want to subscribe and keep watching, I might do extra follow-up on the au pair videos, but for now I feel like I've concluded it. And yeah, the US citizen one I will be adding to that, obviously. So that's the future, sort of what we're looking at right now.